Hey guys, we are starting our new unit on East Asia today. We just finished up South Asia, and we're going to be moving on to countries like Mongolia, China, North Korea, South Korea, Japan, and Taiwan. Learning target for today, I can describe the physical geography of East Asia and how it affects people. Your check for success, you're going to use a virtual field trip, say what, to describe the physical geography of East Asia and predict how it affects the people living there. Today's date is May 5th. Here's everything you need to achieve by the end of the week, but for today, just focus on that virtual field trip report. All right, I know you guys are probably excited to figure out who won the South Asia project competition. You guys are going to vote today. Here's how you do that. In your Schoology, click on the South Asia Project Google form, and you can vote on not just one, but 2 different posters or infographics you find the most convincing. So you're going to be looking for the ones that would persuade you to want to volunteer, get involved, or even donate money to that certain issue. You don't have to volunteer or donate money to that issue. It would just make you want to do so. All right. In this yellow box, we have some frequently asked questions that are already answered for you. Yes, you may vote for your own project if you think it's one of the 2 most convincing projects. No, you may not vote more than once. You can vote one time, and in that one time, you vote for 2 different posters or infographics. No, you may not vote for yourself twice. You got to share the love. Once you're done with that, you can move on to this virtual field trip. Heck yeah! To go on your virtual field trip, you're going to go to airpanel.com, search for one of the countries in East Asia. Remember, that includes China, Mongolia, Japan, North Korea, South Korea, and Taiwan, and choose your virtual field trips. You can go on as many field trips as you would like until you feel like you can answer these 3 statements fully. We'll go over those 3 statements. Before we do that, I'm going to show you how to access your virtual field trip. So airpanel.com. In the search bar, you're going to type in one of those countries. Remember, it's Mongolia, China, North Korea, South Korea, Japan, or Taiwan. Let's say I decided to go ahead and look up China. It's going to give me a bunch of different tours or field trips I can go on. You might want to make sure that you choose one that looks more to deal with the physical geography. So this one, Beijing, China, that one looks more like a city rather than physical geography. But this Thousand Island Lake in China looks more like physical geography. All right, it's going to automatically pop up with some music. If it's annoying, you can just click this little speaker right down here and it'll mute it. All right, so you can go ahead and look around by clicking and dragging. You can also use the arrow keypads. On the right over here, it'll give you some highlights to look at within this field trip. So you can go ahead and click on that, and it'll show you some of those different views and highlights, and then you can kind of look around from that point. You can also use this arrow to navigate those different highlights. If you would like to read a little bit about the site you are looking at, so you kind of know what you're looking at, you can click this little book icon and it'll give you some information about the site that you are looking at. All right, and you can go on as many as you would like until you feel comfortable enough to write complete 8th grade level statements about the physical geography in East Asia, how the physical geography affects people, and then a question or a wondering that you had during your field trip. So we're going to go over some good and bad examples so that way you guys know what to expect. So you're going to write one accurate and descriptive statement about the physical geography of East Asia. Here's a good example. Mongolia's climate is dry and arid. That one is nice and specific, and it has details. This one, mountains and oceans, not very specific, not very detailed. You could say that pretty much about any of the areas that we've studied, and it would be accurate. So we want something that's more specific and detailed. You're going to have to write a statement where you predict thoughtfully and clearly about how the physical geography affects people living in East Asia. Here's a good example. let's say I did Mongolia. I figured out their climate's dry and arid. I'm going to think for a little bit about how that might affect people, and here's what I came up with. Here's my prediction. There are probably very few farms and other natural resources because of Mongolia's climate. This would not be a good prediction. They can use the ocean for swimming. The reason why this is not a good prediction is it's not a very thoughtful prediction, and it's not very 8th grade level. Like, this is kind of 5th grade level. The student had a relevant and thoughtful question regarding the physical geography or human characteristics of East Asia. Here's a good example. What natural resources do they have in Mongolia? I predicted that they would have very few, so now I'm kind of wondering, what do they have? Here would be a bad question to put down. What kind of money do they use? The reason why this is not a good question is because it's not very relevant to the physical geography. So here's what you have to finish today. Write 3 statements on the discussion board, and if you have any questions, be sure to message your teacher on Schoology or email your teacher, or if you'd rather, you can text 304-853-0426. Good luck. Have fun.